The good side of this block is it was designed for the enormous use of hemp cultivation in California, who grew nearing 3,000 acres in 2021 and still are growing more. In California, there are almost zero uses for below-grade concrete and non-split level. While these blocks are able to create below-grade structures, hemp only allows for above grade because of its environmental susceptibility to moisture. Since this is an easy way of building houses without digging holes anyways, this creates a whole new style for builds in a state which is booming with growth of industrial hempcrete and uses with no basements. There are, however, other types of below-grade Biocrete which I may or may not be familiar seeing, but do not know anything other than the one that it primarily uses, Hempcrete. Hello viewers, this is just a quick update. Apparently I measured 180 by 100 millimeters and 200 by 100 millimeters on the first, and this created a variance on the hole position, but I've updated since then. The blocks are now the original desired size of 300 by 600 millimeters. The specification for that size was the original size on the results I searched for on Bing or Google for the standard sizes. Distracted with the thought that Lego might not even be the right spacing for an even block, but I centered it upon inspection so it's fit. So that's it, perfect blocks, but let's go over what they are. These are the only Hempcrete blocks designed for flash fabricating with sand. It's a project to create a 300 by 600 millimeter hemp block with a little bit of space for mortar, which can be fabricated by modeling with machining, casting, or printing. Firstly, let's start with my notes on peanuts versus hemp to show you how much cheaper hemp harvests are and how little time a short grow can take in the right climate compared to a simple peanut grow. Under completely ideal circumstances or hydroponic indoor-outdoor, hemp harvest takes 2.5 months, so that's 75 days to grow, $100 or less per acre per harvest in a week process, 2 weeks to weld the walls, a variant drying time but as little as 1 week depending on thickness, but can be up to 2 or 3 months at maximum, then 1 month to finish the house, estimating by my own experience as a home remodeler. Peanuts take 4.5 months to harvest, and the cost of harvesting them greatly exceeds that of hemp. So that's around 5 to 8 months at maximum from seed to neighborhood, and it would all be bullet resistant. A normal sandbag nearly stops a common .39 caliber bullet from a desert assault rifle and completely resists a 12 gauge shotgun slug. These blocks, accompanied with the sand property, hold a stronger resistance, and a normal impact without them would indicate that even under .39 caliber fire from a desert rifle without sand can resist full penetration, and with sand would resist a bullet without question. This is a really enthusiastic project, so what I did was devise a way of implementing these blocks into rapid developments without using regular appliances. In fact, all you would need is my washboard, laundry sink, and home icebox in whatever size. So the goal was to take architecture like this and potentially turn it into massive amounts of housing by either deducting through artificial intelligence by using the laundry sink, blocks, icebox, dollar store broom spool holder as a laundry hanger, and anything which is presented as a 3D model accessed through authorized copyright. This could all be considered to be constructed in 5 months to a year, and every last stranded home buyer would have a house based on the plentiful amount of other building supplies. When they say grow your own, I mean you do not need insulation. It is the insulation. It's got space for wiring, pipes, electrical, internet, data or phone, anything electronic. It can all be wired into the block. Anything which can be smudged or molded can be accomplished, but it takes an enormous time to dry, and that's the main negative aspect. When the chase is better than the catch, it's because it looks more gratifying from a vantage. But there are extreme benefits to these blocks. For one, jet fuel is what it takes to melt steel beams. Don't tell me a small, non-commercial passenger plane would have taken down those towers. A resin plastic block would not have held up the World Trade Center either. This is, however, primarily an aluminum block because aluminum is one of the cheapest and most widely used metal materials. Iron as well can be used and requires almost zero processing from ore. These can be casted or machined and welded instead of mortared before setting the crete and could easily be cut with a hacksaw. However tall a steel structure can be without girders is the size capable by these blocks, and the exactness of the supply adds a dimension of perfection when created by a computer. It is a modular building supply. The hempcrete itself is incapable of maintaining a flame, and it wouldn't combust unless it was combusted with fuel, and a flame could only be maintained with fuel. Installation, modular building supply for concrete or crete. There are other biocretes which can be used for this project, but is primarily for hempcrete. With 3D metal printing possible even to a 300mm by 600mm size, the blocks can easily be produced with the farm of machines, while casting them is possible by simply carving or CNC shaping styrofoam or creating molds in the sand out of them, which would allow for flash aluminum sand casting. So with the items I created in the right flash coating and architecture, the world's inability to keep up with the housing could be at bay, oddly enough. It only takes 5 to 8 months and every last person looking for a home or a house could be satisfied. What makes these blocks special is that there just isn't a hemp block or a Biocrete block like them. You can create the metal exoskeleton anywhere in the world, regardless of whether or not hemp is illegal in that region. It wouldn't matter what you do, there will always be a Biocrete used for it in places which prohibit the use of hemp. This means one region can focalize on the metal aspect, and others can massively increase the production of the plant. The block just does not need to be crafted at the time the metal is produced, so it allows for faster production and you don't have to worry about the insides of the walls and fixtures being too difficult. If it takes a hacksaw to get past the metal, the regular skill saw cutting a normal sized hemp block might indicate the exoskeleton has better structural integrity. So there you have it. Download them, test them, machine them, create them. They're scalable. It's the only hemp block which is significantly bullet resistant, and it's an exoskeleton modular building supply for any concrete. Thank you.